Day 207, Exile, Isaiah 34 through 36, Baruch 3 through 4, Proverbs 11 verses 21 through 24. Let's begin. Isaiah 34 through 36. O nations and peoples, draw near, and listen, and pay attention. Let the earth and its fullness hear, the entire world and all its offspring. For the indignation of the Lord is over all the nations, and his fury is over all their armies. He has put them to death, and he has given them over to slaughter. Their slain will be cast out, and from their carcasses a foul odor will rise up. The mountains will languish because of their blood. And the entire army of the heavens will languish, and the heavens will be folded like a book. And their entire army will fall away, as a leaf falls from the vine or from the fig tree. For my sword in heaven has been inebriated. Behold, it will descend upon Idumea, and upon the people of my slaughter, unto judgment. The sword of the Lord has been filled with blood. It has been thickened by the blood of lambs and he-goats, by the innermost blood of rams. For the victim of the Lord is in Basra, and a great slaughter is in the land of Edom. And the single-horned beasts will descend with them, and the bulls along with the mighty. Their land will be inebriated by blood, and their ground by the fat of their lazy ones. For this is the day of the vengeance of the Lord, the year of retribution for the judgment of Zion. And its torrents will be turned into tar, and its soil into sulfur. And its land will become burning tar. Night and day, it will not be extinguished, its smoke will rise up without ceasing. From generation to generation it will remain desolate. No one will pass through it, forever and ever. The pelican and the hedgehog will possess it. And the ibis and the raven will live in it. And a measuring line will be extended over it, so that it may be reduced to nothing, and a plumb line, unto desolation. Its nobles will not be in that place. Instead, they will call upon the king, and all its leaders will be as nothing. And thorns and nettles will rise up in its houses, and the thistle in its fortified places. And it will be the lair of serpents, and the pasture of ostriches. And demons and monsters will meet, and the hairy ones will cry out to one another. There, the ogress has lain down and found rest for herself. In that place, the hedgehog has kept its den, and has raised its young, and has dug around them, and has kept them warm in its shadow. In that place, the birds of prey have joined together, one to another. Search and read diligently in the book of the Lord. Not one of them was lacking, not one has sought for the other. For what has proceeded from my mouth, he has commanded, and his very spirit has gathered them. And he has cast lots over them. And his hand has distributed this to them by measure. They will possess it, even unto eternity. From generation to generation they will dwell in it. The desolate and impassable land will rejoice, and the place of solitude will exult, and it will flourish like the lily. It will spring up and blossom, and it will exult with rejoicing and praising. The glory of Lebanon has been given to it, with the beauty of Carmel and Sharon. These will see the glory of the Lord and the beauty of our God. Strengthen the lax hands, and confirm the weak knees. Say to the faint-hearted, take courage and fear not. Behold, your God will bring the vindication of retribution. God himself will arrive to save you. Then the eyes of the blind will be opened, and the ears of the deaf will be cleared. Then the disabled will leap like a buck, and the tongue of the mute will be untied. For the waters have burst forth in the desert, and torrents in solitary places. And the land that was dry will have a pond, and the thirsty land will have fountains of water. In the hollows where the serpents lived before, there will rise up the greenery of reed and bulrush. And there shall be a path and a road in that place. And it will be called the Holy Way. The defiled will not pass through it. For this will be an upright path for you, so much so that the foolish will not wander along it. There will be no lions in that place, and harmful wild animals will neither climb up to it, nor be found there. Only those who have been freed will walk in that place. And the redeemed of the Lord will be converted, and they will return to Zion with praising. And everlasting joy will be upon their heads. They will obtain gladness and rejoicing. For pain and sorrow will flee away. And it happened that, in the 14th year of King Hezekiah, Sennacherib, the king of the Assyrians, went up against all the fortified cities of Judah, and he seized them. And the king of the Assyrians sent Rabshakeh from Lachish to Jerusalem, to King Hezekiah, with a great force, and he stood near the aqueduct of the upper pool, at the road to the fuller's field. And those who went to him were Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, who was over the house, and Shebna, the scribe, and Joah, son of Asaph, the historian. And Rabshakeh said to them, Tell Hezekiah, Thus says the great king, the king of the Assyrians, What is this faith in which you believe? And by what counsel or strength would you prepare to rebel? In whom do you have faith, so much so that you would withdraw from me? Behold, you are trusting in Egypt, in that broken staff of a reed. But if a man were to lean against it, it would enter his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all who trust in him. But if you answer me by saying, We trust in the Lord our God, is it not his high places and altars that Hezekiah has taken away? And he has said to Judah and to Jerusalem, You shall worship before this altar. And now, hand yourselves over to my lord, the king of the Assyrians, and I will give you 2,000 horses, and you will not be able to find riders for them on your own. So how will you withstand the face of the ruler of even one place, of even the least of my lord's subordinates? But if you trust in Egypt, in 4-horse chariots, and in horsemen, do I intend to go up against this land to destroy it without the Lord? But the Lord said to me, Go up against this land, and destroy it. And Eliakim, and Shebna, and Joah said to Rabshakeh, Speak to your servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it. Do not speak to us in the Jewish language, in the hearing of the people, who are upon the wall. And Rabshakeh said to them, Has my Lord sent me to your Lord and to you in order to speak all these words, and not even more so to the men who are sitting on the wall, so that they may eat their own dung and drink their own urine with you? Then Rabshakeh stood up, and he cried out with a loud voice in the Jewish language, and he said, Listen to the words of the great king, the king of the Assyrians. Thus says the king, Do not let Hezekiah deceive you, for he will not be able to rescue you. And do not let Hezekiah cause you to trust in the Lord, saying, The Lord will rescue and free us. This city will not be given into the hands of the king of the Assyrians. Do not listen to Hezekiah. For the king of the Assyrians says this, Act with me to your own benefit, and come out to me. And let each one eat from his own vine, and each one from his own fig tree. And let each one drink water from his own well. Until I arrive and take you away to a land which is like your own, a land of grain and of wine, a land of bread and of vineyards. But you should not let Hezekiah disturb you, saying, The Lord will deliver us. Have any of the gods of each of the nations delivered their land from the hand of the king of the Assyrians? Where is the God of Hamath and of Arpad? Where is the God of Sepharvaim? Have they freed Samaria from my hand? Who is there, among all the gods of these lands, who has rescued his land from my hand, so that the Lord would rescue Jerusalem from my hand? And they remained silent, and did not answer a word to him. For the king had commanded them, saying, You shall not respond to him. And Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, who was over the house, and Shebna, the scribe, and Joah, son of Asaph, the historian, entered to Hezekiah with their garments rent, and they reported to him the words of Rabshakeh. Baruch 3-4. And now, O Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, the soul in anguish and the troubled spirit cry out to you. Listen, O Lord, and be merciful, for you are a merciful God, and so be merciful to us, for we have sinned before you. For you are enthroned in eternity, but we will pass away in time. O Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, listen now to the prayer of the dead of Israel and of their sons, who have sinned before you and have not listened to the voice of the Lord their God, and have joined themselves to evil. Remember not the iniquities of our fathers, but remember your hand and your name at this time. For you are the Lord our God, and we will praise you, O Lord. And for this reason you have imparted your fear into our hearts, and also, so that we may call upon your name and may praise you in our captivity, for we are converted from the iniquity of our fathers, who sinned before you. And behold, we are still in our captivity on this day, where you have scattered us into disgrace, and into slander, and into sin, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, who withdrew from you, O Lord our God. Listen, O Israel, to the commandments of life. Pay attention, so that you may learn prudence. How is it, O Israel, that you are in the land of your enemies? That you have grown old in a foreign land, that you are defiled with the dead, that you are regarded as among those who are descending into hell. You have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if you had walked in the way of God, you would certainly have lived in everlasting peace. Learn where prudence is, where virtue is, where understanding is, so that you may know at the same time where long life and prosperity are, where the light of the eyes and peace are. Who has discovered its place? And who has entered its treasure chamber? Where are the leaders of the peoples, and those who rule over the beasts that are upon the earth? Who play among the birds of the air? Who store up treasures of silver and gold, in which men trust, and with whom there is no end to their acquiring, who work with silver and are anxious about it, and whose works are inexplicable. They have been banished and have descended to hell, and others are risen up in their place. The youth have seen the light and have dwelt upon the earth, yet they are ignorant of the way of instruction. They have neither understood the paths of it, nor have their sons accepted it. It is far from their face. It has not been heard of in the land of Canaan, nor has it been seen in Teman. It is likewise with the sons of Hagar, who search for the practicality that is of the earth, the negotiators of Meran and Teman, and the storytellers, and the searchers of discretion and intelligence. Yet the way of wisdom they have not known, nor have they called to mind its paths. O Israel, how great is the house of God, and how vast is the place of his possession! It is great, and has no end. It is exalted and immense. There were those who were called giants, who existed from the beginning, of great stature, expert in war. The Lord did not choose them, nor did they discover the way of instruction, for this reason they perished. And because they did not have wisdom, they passed away as a result of their foolishness. Who has gone up into heaven, and taken her, and brought her down from the clouds? Who has crossed the sea, and found her, and brought her, chosen instead of gold? There is no one who is able to know her ways, nor any who can search out her paths. Yet he who knows the universe is familiar with her, and in his foresight he invented her, he who prepared the earth for time without end, and filled it with cattle and four-footed beasts. Who sends out the light, and it goes, and who summoned it, and it obeyed him in fear? Yet the stars have given light from their posts, and they rejoiced. They were called, and so they said, Here we are, and they shined with cheerfulness to him who made them. This is our God, and no other can compare to him. He invented the way of all instruction, and delivered it to Jacob his child, and to Israel his beloved. After this, he was seen on earth, and he conversed with men. This is the book of the commandments of God and of the law, which exists in eternity. All those who keep it will attain to life, but those who have forsaken it, to death. Convert, O Jacob, and embrace it, walk in the way of its splendor, facing its light. Do not surrender your glory to another, nor your value to a foreign people. We have been happy, O Israel, because the things that are pleasing to God have been made clear to us. Be ever more peaceful in soul, O people of God, the memorial of Israel. You have been sold to the nations, not into destruction, but because of this, in resentment, you provoked God to wrath, and so you have been delivered to adversity. For you have exasperated him who made you, the eternal God, by sacrificing to evil spirits, and not to God. For you have forgotten God, who nurtured you, and you have sat in Jerusalem, your nurse. For she saw the wrath of God approaching you, and she said, Listen, region of Zion, for God has brought upon me great sorrow. For I have seen the captivity of my people, my sons and daughters, which the Eternal has led over them. For I nurtured them with joy, but I sent them away with weeping and sorrow. Let no one rejoice over me, a widow and a desolation, for I am forsaken by many because of the sins of my sons, because they strayed from the law of God. And they have not known his righteousness, nor walked in the ways of the commandments of God, nor have they advanced with justice along the paths of his truth. Let the region of Zion approach, and remember the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the Eternal led over them. For he has brought a far-away people upon them, a guilty people, and of another language, who have not reverenced the aged, nor had mercy on the children, and who have led away the beloved of the widow, leaving me deserted and alone, without sons. But as for me, how am I able to help you? For he who has brought these evils upon you will rescue you from the hands of your enemies. Walk on, sons, walk on, for I have been abandoned and I am alone. I have taken off the garment of peace and have put on the sackcloth of supplication, and I will cry out to the Most High in my days. Be ever more peaceful, sons. Cry out to the Lord, and he will rescue you from the hand of the hostile leaders. For I have placed my hope in your eternal salvation, and joy approaches me from the Holy One, over the mercy which will come to you by our eternal salvation. For I sent you forth with sorrow and weeping, but the Lord will restore you to me with joy and gladness for eternity. For just as the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity from God, so also will they soon see your salvation from God, which will overcome you with great honor and eternal splendor. Sons, endure patiently the wrath that has come upon you, for your enemy has persecuted you, but you will quickly see his destruction, and you will climb over his neck. My delicate ones have walked rough ways, for they were regarded as a flock torn apart by enemies. Be ever more peaceful in soul, sons, and call out to the Lord, for you will be remembered by him who led you away. For as much as you thought to go astray from God, 10 times as much again he will require of you when converting. For he who led you into evil, he himself will again lead you to eternal happiness with your salvation. Be ever more peaceful in soul, Jerusalem, for he who has named you has been affected by you. The criminals who have troubled you will perish, and those who rejoiced in your ruin will be punished. The cities that your sons have served will be punished, and also she who received your sons. For just as she was glad at your ruin, and she rejoiced in your fall, so also will she be grieved in her own desolation. And the exaltation of her multitude will be cut off, and her gladness will be turned to sorrow. For fire will overcome her from the Eternal for many days, and she will be inhabited by evil spirits for a long time. Look around, Jerusalem, towards the east, and see the happiness that comes to you from God. For behold, your sons approach, whom you sent away scattered. They approach, gathering together, from the east all the way to the west, at the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the honor of God. Proverbs 11 verses 21 through 24. Hand in hand, the evil shall not be innocent, but the offspring of the just shall be saved. A beautiful and senseless woman is like a gold ring in the snout of a swine. The desire of the just is entirely good. The anticipation of the impious is fury. Some distribute their own goods, and they become wealthier. Others seize what is not their own, and they are always in need.